Cause I really tried. Like, I don't understand what I did wrong. All I did was press the right
all,
button.
all you have to do was press go live, and then you go live.
I did. I was live, and then I was inviting you. I kept inviting you, and it was like you're unable to join. But I don't know why. I don't know why you were unable to join. Were you going live at the same time that I was trying to join you?
Mm-hmm.
You're the culprit. It's not you.
All I hear is pointing fingers. I don't hear no solution.
Look, because I really tried. Because I was so sad. Somebody had joined it, and I was like, I'm gonna come back from you. I can't come back from her though. But yeah, Mari, we're in the building again. I know you hate my intros, but I just wanted to do a little one. Jumping right into the questions. I want to start with the other ones. I knew I was going to want to do that because I'm always jumping into other things. But I want to do it first. Let's start with the interracial relationship questions.
Okay.
Yes. So we're going to do, what challenges have you faced in an interracial relationship? Tell me.
So what challenges would I face? Because interracial relationship is non-existent. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. That's prevalent in my life. I'm about to say, why was I about to deny it?
Oh.
So when it comes to interracial relationships, I think that the challenges are really the anti-Blackness that comes with dating somebody outside of the Blackness spectrum. I think that it varies by biracial that you date too, because they're not raised the same. I think that a lot of times I prefer to date, somebody that looks like me or somebody that looks the opposite of me, which would be like a white person or a Black person. I don't think that, dating somebody who is of another ethnic group is as beneficial as the other two, simply because there's a certain flavor of anti-Blackness that's within different races when it comes towards Black people, where instead of really wanting to heal and come together and, really just understand what I'm going through, there's this layer of, I'm going through it too. I'm not going to cut off my family members because, they've been through it, and like, I feel like if it was somebody that wasn't like me, like a white person, if they want to cut off their family members, do it. Like, you're going to learn the struggle. There's nothing they can do to push back. Okay. Like, they know what white privilege is. I'll even tell them what Black privilege is, because I go to the gym, I get any machine I want. Okay, I walk in there. Do I need the machine? Yes. Everybody gonna get it for me. But when it comes for like just them specifically, it's easier to train in terms of understanding me, I think. I think that it's even better if you travel outside of the US, because different races, it's a lot more open. I could date everybody. It doesn't matter. Because they don't really understand the American Black struggle. So they just feel bad for us.
So we
All
here.
count.
I'm
Right.
like, so we here over in America.
Right.
We don't know.
They're just like they think that the anti-Blackness that they have, or the flavor of racism that they have, doesn't equate to the American racism. So I think that interracial dating really has to come from where you're dating. And I think that in America is just dating pool is the swamp. But
because they say that, like, I know they say that it doesn't matter in overseas or whatever. So they say like Black isn't really a thing. But kind of sort of isn't it? Like, isn't it? Because I guess, like, I don't understand why like, Chinese culture can be recognized, and other cultures could be, or Spanish culture could be recognized as being a culture, but like being Black and proud, that's like, oh, that's being ignorant in a sort of way where it's like it's not accepting all cultures. So I think that that's where it's just kind of weird. And then the people who don't really understand it, they just like it's not ignorant, but I guess I'm angry at the naivety that they have. Like they're just so naive about it, where it's just like even Google, like you have Google, so like there's just like main things you should know in this type of situations where it's just like, at least you could have Googled it. There, I don't know, because we as black, we don't even know what to call ourselves sometimes.
Right. Like
Like
we can use different things.
there's a lot of things to identify, and plus with your natural just DNA and everything. So, but it's I think it's just different when you recognize in the relationship, because then you have to make sure that that person is aware, and you don't want to have to be that person to teach them, because it's
No,
like
definitely do
why,
not want to be a teacher.
why?
Like exactly. And then like when it happens, like when it comes to just the American interracialness, like if you date somebody who's white in America, they'll be more willing to be taught if they say something ignorant because they're bound to, because it's family things. And then,
Like,
with
okay, she just grew up that way.
right, and it's just like you have to be very like, okay, well, I'm only gonna teach you this many times and it's over. Like, love's gonna have to do it, or you don't love me like that, bye. And then with other people, it's kind of like, that's how I talk. That's how I talk. That's how I grew up. And it's like, oh, heck
The
no.
birds, I don't
Heck
know.
so,
Try on somebody else's baby, somebody
right.
else's excuse, but I can't hear it.
Right. And then when it comes to biracials, because I feel like they should be added to the interracialness because they're, multi different people. I hate when people like try to put biracials in the black category because they're like, that's how everybody sees us. No,
Yeah.
because that's why we have
You don't know
biracials
what people go through in
representing black
this.
women and black men now. They're the face of blackness and they're biracial. They don't want to just claim to just be black, but they have to because that's how, certain black people push them. So it's
That's
like now we
crazy.
being erased, we're being erased because we want them to look like us. We want them to claim their blackness. Now you don't got no roles because they're not even looking for you no more. Okay, they're not even looking
Everybody
for you no more.
want babies with good hair. That's what
Exactly.
they
Exactly.
say.
And I think that the
They want little
interracial dating
babies.
does have a deeper layer to it because you'll have people who don't like their skin tone, primarily people that look like us who don't like their skin tone, and will have a disdain for people of our skin tone. They'll get another race to have their children, and then they pass the hatred down to,
Yeah,
their kids.
that's
And
how
then it's like,
it
you
goes.
did not like your skin tone so much. Now your great grandchild looks nothing like you,
Yeah.
and your genes have been bred out and now they're going to continue to breed you out and now you just not even there. You're not even
Grandpappy mad in his grave because you wanted to marry old Lamarcus, and now the whole line generation sad.
there. Exactly.
Just
But
individually sad. That's what I was just like. I don't know. Okay, because that led into the other question where it's just like, um, what would you do with interracial? If you had interracial kids, like how would you raise them and stuff like that? So
so when it comes to that, I think that I have to be extra careful on myself because I know for you, as a black woman, when you have a kid that's interracial, the kids gonna know their blackness because of you. You guys always, whenever people are making fun of people who are biracial, they're just like, do you have a white mom or a black mom?
yeah,
And then like if they have the black mom, it's
you
like,
can
oh,
kind of tell
okay,
sometimes.
okay. And if when it comes to the white
Tend to
mom, it's not the white mom.
tell.
Right. And then when it comes to the white mom, it's not the white mom's job to teach the children about their blackness.
Mm-mm.
It's the black dad's.
And sometimes they be like resentful and shit.
A little.
Like they just wanted it for the culture. Now they caught up, and now they don't really know what
Right. Joining
culture meant.
in discussions. I have a black child, so I think I can speak.
No, no, no.
How would you feel about having mixed children? I just feel like for me, I just have to be extra harder because I know that as a guy, we're normally responsible for the biracial children not knowing their blackness. It's not the black women, it's the black men. So I have to be extra on it and stuff like that, which I think I will. I think I'm very socially and racially aware. So I don't think I will have any problems, but I know that that's a major factor in like the identity crisis that biracials go through.
I know. I was like, guess because I was like, I used to want to have like, I used to be one of those people. Like, I do want to have like biracial children or whatever. But that's because I didn't love the skin that I was in at that time. I was like kind of insecure when I was little. So I just feel like, I don't know, it's different. I think you have to really look at the reasons of why. That's why I'm like, I would say this now because I'm like, we're just all human beings. We do look at the skin color and the cultures that we have and stuff. And yes, different and yes, unique and yes, we should appreciate those things as human beings because it's different experiences that we can have in our lives. But it's just, sometimes I think that we put too much emphasis on it so that it separates us, so that we think that like, oh, well, I want to marry into this culture because I really like this culture and I want to be a part of it and stuff like that. I don't know, whatever the reason is, but it's not because you like, generally love it. It comes off as like fetish, and that's what it is. Like I think that some people are like fetishizing interracial relationships rather than genuinely being in it for the love. And yeah, that's where I draw the line. Because I said that's what really bugs me on the just seeing it on TikToks or whatever. But and mostly I do see it with white women and black guys, but they're mostly together. And it's always like they have to say something like, "Oh, like he didn't want a black girl, so he came over here and stuff like that." So it's always in spite of black women, and I think that's what it is. Like the way that some communities just relate terrible relationship ideologies to black women and other racial women. It's just crazy. So I think that you really have to look at that. Like, are you really dating because you genuinely love that person, or are you like, oh, she's Spanish. I love Spanish people. I love the fact that she's
Not I love Spanish. I love their culture.
like for the culture. Like it's literally for the culture, and I really want people to understand that shit. Like y'all don't like that person, and you really have to dig deep down inside because I promise you, they will swear to the life of them. That is true, that they do love people for them, but you don't. Like you like black culture, so you want to be around black culture, so you just so happen to be with a black guy. But it's like, girl, when you actually go around them and stuff like, and like we accept it, and of course, like, so we like, come on, bring little Becky. We don't care, like, we don't care. But I think that's where it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes we need to take a look at, and it is just my point of view where I'm just like,
right, of course,
black people as a whole need to kind of like separate themselves, like yes, people want to be a part of our culture, but just because they want to be around our culture and stuff like that, like it shouldn't sometimes, just like it's for us, it's for ourselves.
No, that's what goes into the line of like what is black culture to other people, because they're always so entrenched in our culture that
And
they don't
it's
know what it is because they've always been a part of it. They feel like they belong in it too. Like whenever there's a post about, oh, you're not black if you do this, or you're black when you do this, and there'll be people of other races in there like, oh, I guess I'm black then, because they're always doing what we're doing, or they're always relating to our struggle or our struggle in their mind type of thing, because the struggles are never the same. I definitely agree with you when it comes to the interracial dating and the aspects of not really enjoying or liking the person, not liking the person, but liking the culture, because that's where my suspicion comes into play. Because I'm just like, you like us, but you know that your family doesn't. So you would subject the child and me to the racism that your family could bestow on our lives going forward, simply because you like me. And
you get excommunicated from your whole house and shit. It's
right. And then like going to my family, and my family is just like, we don't care. Like, do you like this person? Do you like her? Like, I'll be like, yeah. They'll be like, okay. And
yeah.
even the biracial children will always talk about how they grow up and the black family is always accepting,
Like,
but the other
why
family
do you think
isn't.
we go over to the black household?
Exactly. So it's like, I
Because
feel
they feel
like
more accepted. They like, we don't care because we got little Ray, little Rob. Like,
exactly.
but no, like, that's why I'm like, I don't know, like it gets in different cultures and people do like, you know, I want to say despise, like people do despise a certain type of the that culture. Because I'm like, yeah, people would say like, well, why you gotta talk about a certain type of culture so much? And it's like because I'm black, so I'm talking about black culture.
Right.
But when it comes to that, I'm just like, yeah, like we we don't mind being around people and we're more accepting of people. So when it comes to those type of relationships, like I don't know if y'all know this, but in all the white movies, I mean all the movies that have the interracial love or whatever, whose houses they going over? Whose whose parents can they tell? Like, come on. Like, and that's where it's just like y'all really have to think about that, and then it does tear which, like you were saying, for the relationships just in general, because now you have to think about like how the parents and how other families are accepting of your relationship. And normally I don't even date people if they don't get along with my family. I automatically just tell them like, no,
Mm-hmm.
like we can't date because my family doesn't like you. So it's just like I don't know. Like I think that that's a strain, an unnecessary strain for your relationship.
Very unnecessary. And that's why I'm just like, I believe that everybody in America specifically has the racism like gene installed in them. I remember the lady that I really like, her name's Jane Elliott. She's this old white lady. She always tries to teach white people and other races about racism and about,
Oh
you
no, I
know,
do watch her.
yes. And
Yeah.
she has said everybody born in America is racist. And you have to teach yourself to undo it. And I would always look at it from a chain perspective when it comes to interracial dating, because you'll have all these races that think, you know, or have these anti-blackness sentiments that's just naturally in their brain that they do the work for to date black people, but their family doesn't have to do the work for it to date black people because they're not dating black people.
And I'm
And
not
when
gonna
it comes,
lie, black people got a little like anti-whiteness
no,
too.
they do.
Yeah.
Black people will
They
have,
ain't gonna do too much, but
right.
yeah, they
They'll have it,
do.
and then they'll have a black people will have anti self-hatred as form of their brainwashing too. So
Yeah.
while all the other races will look down on black people are looking down on themselves too, aka the insecurities people have about their skin tone and everything. So while everybody's pulling on us, we're pulling on ourselves. So that's why I always laugh when they're just like, you know, what if the interracial couple, like the black family doesn't like, I'm like, no, the black family never had a chance to dislike y'all. They were still trying to deal with colorism and featureism and all
Cause they
that.
know that they can't get along with mama and papa. They like I like you cool, you trying to get over here, but mama and auntie and uncle, they not gonna come over for family dinners because and yeah, I think that's what we can't do.
Right. So I think that it's a very complex discussion that is very draining, but very thought provoking as well. Because I've noticed that being outside of the US, dating anybody of a different culture is a lot better because they weren't subjected to the Black American experience in the United States. What they do see is what we went through, and then they feel very bad for us. And so they feel like because we didn't go through that over there, we're not like, you know, the people in America, like we'll treat you better type of thing. Even though that could be a lie. They be fronting,
Yes, we don't.
but they definitely that but they'll try their best. They'll try their best not to be like, you know, anti-black or racist because they're trying to be a better version of whatever you're representing in America. So like the Spanish people out here will try to be, oh, we're not like that. We're not like that. The French people, we're not like that. And they'll be like that. And then I'll be like, oh, I thought you weren't like that. But for the majority of
They'll
the
be like
time,
that.
exactly.
I'm
But for
gonna
the
tell
majority of the
you.
time, they're pretty good. I
No.
actually like I actually prefer if you're going to date interracially as somebody who is a black color in America, you would go outside, go to Africa, go to just anywhere other than America because the standards there would be a lot much pushed against you. That's why you know the saying like you didn't know you were ugly, you thought you were ugly or something, but you just went to an all white school or you went to an all, you know,
That's
Mexican school or
true.
an all, you know, and then
Yeah.
you have to be around people that look like you and then you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I actually am attractive."
No.
Because of the natural installed anti-blackness that's installed in people as kids. You remember the little the little thing where the kids were picking the white doll over the black doll, like who's the pretty doll, and they would point
No,
to the
I
white
was
doll.
so bullied. I promise you, because I'm just like, for all of high school, I thought I was not attractive because, you know, and I thought it was specifically by black guys. Like, that's why I'm just like, y'all, uh. But I thought I was unattractive because they wouldn't like talk to me or whatever. So I was like, dang, like black guys aren't really attracted to me. But it's just because colorists, they just wanted the light skinned girls, and they just like, well, you know, like they just gonna choose them. And I'm just like, well, you know, it's not because, and yeah, because I was just like, dang, like, did I have a fucked up personality? But because sometimes you like, but I really didn't talk to nobody, and I was just like really shy or whatever. But I was just like, yeah, I really didn't have the time to worry about why they didn't like me. I was just one of them people that was just like, well, if you didn't like me, then
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
Keep it pushing, find it somewhere else. But then that's how I started dating outside of my race, because I was just like, okay, gotta find a little love somewhere. And
Mm-hmm.
I did, but then that's why I realized like I just had those experiences where they didn't really understand black culture. So, and I realized that I was dating them because they had black features. So I was like, you might as well just date black men because, yeah, I just liked them because they had a little swag on them where I was just like, it seemed black to me.
Mm.
And that's where we really gonna have to start thinking about the real
Right.
definition, because I feel so wrong saying black, but I don't understand. I don't know what else to say right
No,
now.
I understand. I thought that that part was really like funny how people would do that because I could never imagine doing that per se.
What?
Like if I was dating somebody who was like white or anything, like they can't represent no black culture at all. Like you need to be talking about whatever white people be talking about in today's
It
time.
didn't seem like he was impersonating.
Okay,
He had,
you need to
I don't know,
say
it was just swag.
they need to say grody to the max or whatever they were saying back in the day. Like whatever major loser. Like I need to get all of that.
No,
Like
I'm like, it was like when, because I'm trying to think now. Now you got me thinking, but we was like kind of still in. No, I wasn't in school. I was trying to think, but anyway, only because he would. I can't be giving out the details.
PG-13, please. PG-13,
Okay,
please.
because I was like, anyways, I was gonna start keeping y'all a little anonymous, but Mari said, "Fuck it, I don't care." Anyway,
We on Disneyland time over here. Don't play that.
PG-13. I promise you, it's PG-13. But he was just he was a white boy or whatever, but he just had swag. And when I mean swag, like his voice was deep, and he dressed like a certain type of way where it wasn't just like white boyish. It's hard to say. He just had like really like he always wore like kind of baggy shirts and like kind of baggy pants or whatever. He was kind of short too. He was a little bit my height, and he wasn't too tall. So that's why I was just like, he was cute. He's still cute. Now you got me reminiscing, and I'm just like, dang, lost my thought.
Focus, anyway. Podcaster.
I came back.
That's why I need you to. That's why I need you to come to France, because you'll be a lot happier. Changing the subjects.
Okay. For your interracial relationship, how do you think it's impacted your view on race?
I think that for the impactful viewpoint of an interracial relationship, it just had me see things from a different perspective. That people live different lives than I do, and we don't all have the same experiences in relationships. I've noticed that for, people who are in an interracial relationship, because they're not seen as like the bottom of the total pole to people or whatever, they will always be able to go on dates. They'll always be able to do this, and that. They'll be able to exist in different spaces in terms of relationship wise. And for me, I feel like my relationship pool was very limited, again, in just the United States, because outside of the United States is so much better. But I've noticed that, just who finds them attractive versus who finds me attractive versus fetishization. Like a lot of people who like me is like a fetish, but people who like them is like, oh, because they like them type of thing. And I feel like it's unfair to be in certain relationships where like if we were both single, they would move on and I wouldn't type of thing. I know that that was just my younger brain. I know that now that I'm older, it doesn't matter.
Commercial break.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep going. Back from the commercial break. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, that's the end of the interracial questions,
Okay.
honestly. Those are the only ones that I really did like, so.
Okay.
And those. Now, on to some other questions. This question is, do you think that men and women can be platonic friends?
Yes.
I just feel like you give such easy answers because, like, you're just such a happy, like, person. And, like, I truly and wholeheartedly believe that because, since we're friends and everybody could be friends, but I don't think that's the case, Mari.
I
I just
I
don't
think
think
it's the
that.
case. You just
Mm,
have to think with a positive, happy mind.
mm.
I think that, there will be crushes, there will be secret, oh my gosh, what if this person is the one type of thing. But you don't act on those feelings. The moment you start to internalize them, you have to secretly or permanently push them as family, you know? Because then that becomes incest. You don't want to do that. Like, and so you you kind of push them as a certain thing, and I feel like it can't cross the line because then it starts to get weird. Like you have to start labeling, oh, you're my sister, you're like a sister to me. It's different from friend zoning because they feel like they can get out the friend zone. But if you're like my sister, that's my brother, that's my sister, like you internalize them in family. And that kind of sets a certain precedence that cannot be broken because they know that if they did try that, they can literally lose you. I think that if you put it like that, then you're good. You be like, she's like my sister. This is my second family, my God. Like you just have to start pushing them as family. I
Only
think that is how you can
because
move.
like they could, be jealous, like eventually, like they
Family
start harboring
members get
feelings.
jealous. You start dating and certain family members get jealous.
I get mad about when people are upset that men and women are friends and they're like, men and women can be friends because it's too much like, like sexual tension or whatever. But I'm like, if they genuinely don't like it, then yeah. Like they don't like
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. I feel like a lot of times people romanticize the best friends get together, the we've known each other for this long, so we decided to date.
Yeah.
Like I think that that's pushed on
Like
people more, like propaganda, like propaganda. I feel like,
I
yeah,
said no to
honestly,
that
like
little teenage movie that we grew up on,
yeah, we've been best friends since childhood, since seventh grade,
oh
and
God,
it's
like
like,
little love
and
story
it's
and shit.
always
Oh.
really, it's like corny and stuff. Like, don't get together, like, and it's always like the two girls, one guy thing. Like, that's not a real friendship. Like the two girls, one
Oh
guy,
yeah.
that's not a real friendship dynamic. But they'll always
And
have
then
it
the
like
one guy is
that.
always secretly obsessed with that one girl and then cussing the
Yes,
other
it is
girl
just
out.
it doesn't help. It doesn't help the real life friendship survive. Like,
Because what if
it's
the other girl really like? Because that happens too sometimes. She do be liking that
and
guy,
she
and
know
he
that
likes her,
she's trying to be happy for the
and
two
she
people and then
knows
they get
he
together.
is.
Yeah, so no.
She still
I
wants
think
to
that
be his friend.
right, she has to. I feel like you can be platonic, friendships without any underlying desires.
Yeah.
I remember having friends and then like it was good. Like nothing happened. It was cool. I remember one time one of my female friends had a crush on me, and she always had a crush on me, and I didn't know, because I didn't see her like that.
Commercial break.
There you are.
I swear, I couldn't even. No, I was listening the whole time. Every time.
Okay, cool.
I always just be sitting here for your rantings. I'll be like, yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. I appreciate it. So, what are your thoughts on what I said?
Just now, no.
No.
No, I didn't hear the last part of
Oh,
what you said.
oh, I was just talking about how the men's desire for sexual stuff from women and the friendships are the reason that it's why they can't be friends because men kind of try to take it too far and change the dynamic. I really just stole what she said in the comments, basically.
Oh, yeah.
No, no, but I was saying something before that. I was saying something, I just forgot. I think that she made a good point.
But okay.
Um,
But no,
credit. I have
I.
to give credit where it's due. I have to give credit where it's due. But yeah.
You basically just said what she said. I don't know. I guess like I don't think that men really like sometimes it's women too. Like y'all be
Oh, oh,
y'all
sometimes
be
it's women
skipping
too.
over.
Sometimes
Y'all
it's
be
women too.
skipping over, but please don't skip them, okay? Don't skip them because women be trying to get in there too, and I think that's because that's where my question was: is would you leave your man around your girlfriends? Like, would you trust your man to be around your girlfriends? And that's specifically because women would try and get in with their friends' men, where they like, they like, ooh, I done heard how big it is, and now I want to see what it is and stuff like that. So that's how I be like, yeah.
Well, she said no. Heck
She
no.
said wrong type of friends.
Um,
I don't know.
if it comes to me, like if I'm leaving like someone around anybody that I feel they like, I think that I feel like I would be secure enough to handle it. I don't think that it would be a problem for me, to be
I
honest.
said my man better handle it.
Yeah,
He
I'm just saying,
better.
like, um,
They better say something.
right. I feel like if I had a girlfriend and she was around guys and like number one, that's not my friends. Those are my friends if they're like, feeling some type of way about her, trying to talk to her some type of way when I'm not there. Like you can have the
Yeah.
energy when I'm there and then it'd be fun banter or whatever and I'll shut it down politely because that's my job. But, behind the scenes work is a lot of shadow work that I don't agree with. So
What
like
do you
I
mean?
wouldn't really be mad at her and where I leave her. I would be mad at them because they're creating a weird environment for her to exist in while I'm not there.
Yeah, like I would be mad if like I mean, yeah, because obviously they aren't your friends if they do like, like try to get at you. If they try to get at my man's, I'd be like, baby, no, not for me. But I'm just like, yeah, if my partner doesn't like, I don't know, automatically remove themselves or just like, like tell me, I think like that's what it is.
Oh,
If they
oh, do you feel like
if
do
I
you feel
have
like
to
they need to
find
tell you that
out,
that happened? Do you
like,
feel like you
yeah,
need to be aware?
yes, like you better tell me. Like if you like if you specifically try not to tell me, I think that's where I'd be like kind of mad because I'm like, like me as a person, like yeah, like what why are you trying to hide it from me now?
Right.
Like now I'm like,
What
and
if
then I'm like, did my friend try to
what if
tell
they say
me?
that you're being insecure because you want to know?
Please. That sounds the most ridiculous.
Right.
Like, why would you tell me that? I don't
Right. I'd be
care.
like, you
Like,
don't shut up talking to me. Like,
you don't want to tell me? I think that's weirder. I think that's weirder that you don't even want to tell me at this point because why would you even try to hide it from me? Now I gotta go to her.
oh wait. She asked the question. Just a second.
Okay.
Read it out loud, silly.
Okay. Agreed. How do y'all feel about following your spouse's fan group? On social media because that can cause issues too. Girlfriend. Cause I'ma follow that page.
I don't. I feel like. I feel
I'ma
like.
follow
I feel
them.
like at a certain point I'd be doing too much. I would have to pull back. I would.
Depend on how many friends he got. Because 1 to 4, you might be getting away with it. You just might get away with it. But I was like 15 friends. You following the whole friend group and the family group. Like, how long have y'all been dating at this point? Now you gotta ask that question. It goes into different things. I don't know.
I feel like that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down, to be honest. I feel like I'm gonna spare my
Nobody.
own feelings. I feel like I would spare my own feelings, to be honest. Like, I feel like at a certain point, from the social media perspective, I think that it's like micromanaging to do too much. I feel like you can in secret, but that's something you do want to keep from your partner. If you are going to be following the friend groups and stuff like that, I would follow in secret. I wouldn't. Oh, you just want to be seen in the front? Like, that's just who you are?
I mean, like, I think it's weird that they, like, if you try to hide it or whatever, then
Oh,
I
so you
think it
calling
would
me
be
weird?
weird.
You calling me weird? Is that what you saying?
I mean, why are you trying to hide it?
I just feel like
Why don't you just tell them?
it'll be too much to do it in like commercial break.
No,
Oh,
I thought so. I keep trying to
okay.
see.
So I feel like it would be doing too much to like be on the social media and in real life. Just tell me, tell me, tell me. Like, I feel like that'd be too much at a certain point. I would get annoyed with myself.
I don't think so. I say
Oh,
because
okay.
you like the follow king. That's why I was just like, how could you not?
Well,
Like, why
social
not?
media aside, I guess,
Hold on.
but it's what I do for work. So
Let me see.
out loud.
Cause I promise you, I really do be like reacting in my head. But it's like I think it's cool and acceptable, but don't DM me or make some weird comments or any post because it starts to feel like you have other motives. Hold on, let me see. I think it's cool and acceptable. Don't DM me or make some weird comments or any post because it starts to feel like you have other motives. They're family members. You don't want them to make any posts about you.
I think like weird comments towards them together. Weird comments towards them together, maybe. But I
Hmm.
agree on that standpoint. I wouldn't want, the person that they're following to be in my comment section, like trying to allude to different things or trying to insinuate themselves. Like, because what if we just got in an argument and they're in the comments in our business type of thing? Like, first of all, you getting blocked. And then I'm blocking every account that you make like that. Like, nobody's talking to you. But
Cause yeah, like I guess yeah, if it's their family member and like like they trying to comment on my shit or whatever, then now I'm thinking like that's weird. Like I don't even talk to y'all for
it's
real.
giving Facebook activities. It's giving Facebook activities.
I don't know, girl. I wouldn't. Cause then now it's time to block people. I'm quick with it. I'd go quick with
Block
the block
police.
button.
Block police.
Block. Block police, okay?
You a little crazy.
No,
Just a
it's
tiny
their
bit
friend
crazy.
group.
Just a little
It's their
crazy.
friend.
A little crazy.
Don't, because I would never. I would. What I would do though, because what I actually would do is, because now I don't know. I'm petty. I'm petty Betty. So I'm like, babes, if the whole fan group they want to follow me, and now they want to get weird, I start to get weird. That's a razzle dazzle. I probably would. I probably would. I promise you.
I don't
Yes,
have
yes.
time.
Sprinkle all of it all on. Sprinkle it
I
all,
don't have time.
babes. Okay.
I don't got time for it. I'm
See,
sorry.
'cause some people wouldn't. Some people wouldn't. They
I don't
don't
got
take that
time.
time. But
Mm-mm.
I don't know. When it comes to relationships and people like actually speaking on it, I think it's weird that people choose the time to speak on it.
That's
Like,
why. That's why 9 times out of 10 you're supposed to keep relationships private with your partner,
why you gotta
because
keep your shit private just so that people don't
because
speak on
misery loves company.
it?
Because misery loves company.
No, so stop being fucking miserable. Like
That's
that's
not
just so
gonna
fucking.
cure nothing. That's not gonna cure
You
nothing.
want me
If
not to be
I'm depressed,
happy?
and I see you over there happy, come be depressed with me. So what do I got to do to make sure that you have the end result that I do, so we can hang out? Because I miss hanging out with you. I'm
No,
sad. Let's be sad together. I don't need you happy right
no.
now. That's how that works.
You can't expect me to hide my happiness just to make you feel better.
Well, your
That's
ex
weird.
can. Your ex can. So that's why your ex coming back because you just moved on
I
and
said,
everything.
if who even know? Because if you haven't blocked your ex before now, do it, baby. Do it.
You so
Don't
stupid. You
get
so stupid. You so stupid. That's how you do it. All your exes, you just block them. That's how.